Wait, did young Jock and Kirk Frost really become embroiled in the year's most startling scandal? Capel? You're not ready for this one? Guess what? A startling video has been leaked. After a brutal altercation that left everyone thinking about all they know about reality TV, these two stars are currently under arrest. But wait, there's more. It was all a part of a wicked, twisted scheme to boost the show's ratings, not just an ordinary street fight. Indeed, everything was managed, even the networks and the producers. We're going to reveal some nasty, unsavory facts that you won't believe. It's going to be hectic, so buckle up, okay? Let's establish the scenario, folks. By threatening to leak old footage that could damage the show's image and demonstrate the lengths, the producers will go to generate havoc for a paycheck. Former cast member Benzano is adding fuel to this already flaming dumpster of drama. Consider that. The question now is whether Kirk Frost and young Jock's reputations have been irrevocably tarnished, or if they will ever bounce back from this PR catastrophe. Though it's not the usual love triangle or baby mother drama, they have been in the news for years. Unfortunately, it's considerably darker this time. And the plot is developing more quickly than you can say, increasing the ratings. The scoop, according to reports. Popular reality TV personalities Kirk, Frost, and young Jock were detained following a violent altercation that was shared on social media. What's actually going on here? Is this an actual altercation between two? It gets juicy at this point. If you are familiar with Kirk Frost and Jock, you are aware of their less than ideal past. The man has experienced it all, from DNA testing to cheating scandals to his complex relationship with Rashida. Conversely, young Jock is not far behind. Well known for his colorful and easygoing manner, he has participated in several. Do you recall the entire hair incident? Let's just say that these two are adept at keeping the tabloids engaged. What happened here, though, was not your typical reality TV breakdown. It wasn't an inebriated tirade or a minor dispute that could be settled amicably. It was something important. And it wasn't merely a coincidence that the altercation took place while the show's ratings were at their peak. There's no way this fight was real. You may be thinking, but you're not the only one. The catch is that everyone wasn't taken by surprise by a dramatic outburst. Rather, it was a stage show that nobody else had organized. It's correct, folks. What we have here is a total fake. The real masterminds behind this whole mess are the producers working behind the scenes. They understand that numbers are crucial. So when your show begins to lose viewers, you do the most outrageous and dramatic thing you can. You have primetime drama that will keep the audience riveted once you get your stars to fight. Blow up on camera and make a mess that everyone can't look away. Push Kirk Frost and young Jock over the limit. The producers placed them in a room and instructed them to pretend that things were out of control. You know what happened? Tissue is that although the battle was intense, the atmosphere was high, and the cameras were rolling, it wasn't a real fight. These people were performing for the camera. Everyone has a source in this industry, let's face it. The video went viral almost instantly when it originally surfaced on social media. For what these two men had just done, many were appalled, and certain that they would be imprisoned. Behind the turmoil, the producers were giggling uncontrollably. But the noise around the battle was so great that everyone was asking what the hell had occurred. As the network celebrated the meticulously orchestrated scandal, things started to spiral out of control because the public was unaware that it was a hoax. One crucial aspect was overlooked by the producers as they congratulated one another on making this mess. Benzano. Do you recall Benzo, the former cast member who has contributed to the turbulent past of the show? Benzano, however, had a plan of his own and wasn't just watching this all unfold. One of the largest scandals in the history of the Love and Hip Hop franchise was about to hit. Frost and young Jock had been arrested, and their careers were about to be destroyed. Things are never as easy as they appear, though, as is typically the case with reality TV. According to reports, Benzano was ready to make public an old video that would expose the show's deceptive practices and make this fictitious altercation into a much worse public relations catastrophe. Some claim that the old video demonstrated how the filmmakers orchestrated the altercation and drove Kirk Frost and young Jock to the limit, knowing full well what would happen when the cameras began to roll. Kirk and Jock's reputations, as well as the entire love and hip-hop empire, would be destroyed by this clip. The drama was suddenly about to break out of the TV screen and into the real world. With Benzano threatening to with these bombshells and the internet already exploding with rumors and speculation, the stage was set for an epic scandal. But don't worry, we're not done yet, because what happens next might be much more combustible than you can think. Now, let's examine the ramifications of the Kirk Frost and young Jock debate in detail. The fictitious altercation between these two ex-friends, which was intended to increase viewers, has obviously backfired. But what the producers were not prepared for was Benzano playing his own the previous reality TV troublemaker. Benzano had had enough of being sidelined and wasn't going to watch the producers make fun of the entire show, as we've covered. Benzano knew exactly what was going on behind the scenes and how the producers had lured Kirk Frost and young Jock into this battle for ratings. And he wasn't having any of it, according to extremely suspicious anonymous sources. After all, in the world of fake news, everyone has a source. It's deliberate manipulation to give the impression that these purported beefs were real, not just some on-the-spot drama for the cameras. When the rumors started to spread, can you imagine the mayhem caused? This fictitious altercation between Kirk Frost and Young had already been consumed by the producers. And it was said that Benzo had filmed so scandalous that it would rock the show's foundation and reveal the puppeteers they truly were. Although Jock thought it was real, Benzo was now threatening to make these explosive tapes public, which would fully expose the truth. The strain was so intense that you can only imagine how sweaty the producers were by this time. However, the worst thing is that if the tapes were leaked, they would show the world that reality TV shows are manufactured, planned, and manipulated to the greatest degree imaginable. In addition to showing how the producers managed the issue, remained unknown to the world until the claimed tapes of Benzo were made public. Particularly when the leaked video started to circulate, the public's response was fierce. To put it mildly, if you found the altercation between Kirk Frost and young Jock disturbing, you'll be surprised by what the producers were concealing. These were loyal spectators who believed in the drama they were witnessing, not merely sporadic viewers with no interest in the result. They had no idea that everything from the pointless debates to the violent altercations had been planned to keep them coming back for more. This was a business that lived on taking advantage of its performers, controlling its audience, and going to any lengths to generate money. It wasn't just a program about love, drama, and treachery. Naturally, the producers weren't going to stand by and allow Benzano to have the final say. They frantically tried to conceal the truth and disputed it, but it didn't help. There was no going back once Benzo's tapes were public knowledge. The public's indignation was quick, harsh. And let's take a moment to discuss Kirk Frost and young Jock, the true controversy stars. Once adored by their followers for their tumultuous lives and love triangles, these two men were suddenly embroiled in a scandal from which they could not get away. Fans were stunned and riveted to their televisions as the fight first started, watching as these two men tore into one another. Within hours, the fight's footage went viral, and individuals started making their own assumptions about what transpired. Was it a furious fight between two men who had had enough, or was it a premeditated disaster intended to the ambiguity of reality TV provides viewers? It's the sense that they are watching something unfiltered and unfiltered, keeping them interested in the drama and keeping them guessing. But the audience was conflicted. Could they ever trust reality TV again when the truth started to surface? This controversy rocked the industry as a whole, with sponsors, networks, and even other reality stars starting to doubt the show's validity. The producers wanted that, of course. It's becoming more and more obvious that Kirk Frost's and young Jock's careers and reputations might never fully recover from the ongoing scandal. But what will happen to them next? And what about all the other people caught up in this web of deceit, manipulation, and exploitation? Let's dissect it. Let's start by discussing the legal ramifications. The response from the general population was nothing short of explosive. They boycotted the show, demanded explanations, and criticized. The producers on social media, yes, the people behind the scenes were now the focus of the public protest, not simply Kirk Frost and young Jock. Things may quickly go wrong when the public sees what goes on behind the scenes of reality TV. Young Jock and Kirk Frost may have thought they were merely following the ratings-boosting plan. But it turns out that the consequences are far more severe than they had imagined. Beyond the conflict between these two, a network of corruption and manipulation has been shown by Benzo's leaked video. Investigations are also underway into the producers, who orchestrated this whole fabricated dispute. What they intend to do about it. Therefore, let's assume that they will file lawsuits. You can guarantee that the legal teams are already forming a line, prepared to accuse all parties. Benzo is also not going to let go. With those tapes in his hands, he has leverage and isn't scared to use it because he knows how powerful he is. Today, the producers may face civil lawsuits, financial penalties, and potentially even criminal charges for colluding to cheat the public. So Kirk Frost and young Jock may not be the only ones in hot water. The legal environment will be a nightmare. Let's face it, Kirk Frost and young Jock will most likely wind up with a tarnished reputation that cannot be restored by PR. We can already imagine what the attorneys are doing to attempt to prevent this disaster. The public won't forget them easily, even if they try to save their careers with declarations or apologies. The repercussions don't stop there, of course. What about the producers and the network? They can't escape the blowback investigations now that they are directly associated with the controversy. Investigations and reorganization are already underway to examine the entire architecture that allows these kinds of poisonous, deceptive scams to take place. The producers are now in charge of everything. Even though they might have thought they could get away with creating a fight for the sake of the viewers. Consider this. There is a lot of pressure on the network executives, who authorized this entire operation. Significant changes, resignations, potentially even the firing of producers, company restructuring, and of course the reality TV show itself might all follow from any of them being involved. Shows like this live on the impression of authenticity, and the world is already experiencing a crisis of credibility. We might see the end of a whole genre if viewers start to question the authenticity of everything they see. How will the network fare? Will they try to bury this issue, or will they embrace it as an opportunity to clean house? Time will tell. Sponsors and marketers are already rushing though, so it's not only the show that's suffering. Leading companies that have collaborated with this program include they are reconsidering their collaborations because nobody wants to be associated with a controversy of this magnitude. There would be fewer opportunities for everyone if sponsors stopped supporting them and advertisers started going elsewhere. But let's take a moment to concentrate on the stars. Young Jock and Kirk Frost have worked hard to build their careers. But their participation in this made-up battle could be the last of them. Rehabilitation may be a long process, but it will require more than a few interviews or an apology. They must demonstrate genuine sorrow, accept responsibility, and find a way to regain the public's confidence. It's not as simple as it seems. The public's opinion of these two guys has already shifted. Previously, they were seen as popular, despised, and above all entertaining mainstays of reality TV. They are now viewed as puppets that were employed for amusement by producers. Although the media won't let them off so easily, fans might eventually forgive them. Not to mention the supporters who are now questioning their view. Kirk Frost and young Jock will have to cope with the knowledge that they were exposed as puppets in a game they thought they could control. After all, scandalous entertainment is king right now, and some people like a good old scandal more than anything else. Even if reality TV viewers are ruthless and have short memories, they will never forget this. When the magic trick is exposed and the curtain comes down, what happens to the fan base? They may ignore you entirely, or they may keep coming back for more. It's possible that Kirk Frost and young Jock may end up in the same pattern they were in previously, continuously being when the world discovers that the drama is phony. We are left wondering what will happen. Will viewers stop paying attention, or will they keep watching, more interested than ever in the staged mayhem? As a viewer, you might have a viewpoint on this. Will you continue on to the next stage? Or are you prepared to see Kirk and Jock reconstruct their lives and careers? How Kirk and Jock will bounce back is the more important question here. Will the scandal ruin them forever, or can they recover? Time will tell. But one thing is certain: everyone involved will be affected for a long time by this debacle. You may be the difference between Kirk Frost, young Jock, and the whole reality TV industry. But before we finish, I want to ask you a few crucial questions. Is this scandal the start of the end for these men? Or do you think they can ever turn their lives around? For more insider knowledge on the world of phony reality TV drama, please subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments below. And there you have it, folks, the amazing story of Kirk Frost and young Jock, who thought they could battle for viewers only to get caught up in a web of deception and consequences. But wait, you see what we have next? If you thought this story was wild, we're just getting started, so be sure to click the subscribe button, enable the notifications, and become a member of the family. You won't find the biggest entertainment headlines, insider information, and more unique material anywhere else. Additionally, we would like to hear if you believe that Kirk Frost and young Jock will ever move past this huge issue, or if it is the last straw for their reality TV careers. Let's talk. If not, make sure to listen carefully, click like, and get ready for the next startling discovery. You won't want to miss the next video, where we'll be exploring the world of fake reality TV drama in further detail. Let's continue this insane journey by hitting the bell and subscribing now. I will see you soon.